हेलो फ्रेंड्स। तो आज हम जैनिज़्म के बारे में बात करेंगे। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमारा जो टॉपिक रहेगा राइज ऑफ रिलीजियस मूवमेंट्स इन द 6th century BC. So if we go by the sources, then according to different sources that there were as many as 62 religious movements that originated in the 6th century BC in mid-Gangetic plains. और मिड गैंजेटिक प्लेन्स की अगर हम बात करें, इट कंसिस्टेड ऑफ ईस्टर्न यूपी, देन नॉर्दर्न एंड साउदर्न बिहार. तो यहाँ पर जो हैं तकरीबन 62 मूवमेंट्स, रिलीजियस मूवमेंट्स जो हैं इमर्ज हुए हैं 6th century BC में. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द जो ये रिलीजियस मूवमेंट्स थे, दीज वेर बेस्ड ऑन द ट्रेडिशनल कस्टम्स एंड रिचुअल प्रैक्टिसेस. And among these 62, the two prominent religious movements were Jainism and Buddhism. So if we understand the causes, what were the causes कि क्यों ये religious movement emerge हुए, causes क्या थी? So we have seen in our previous lecture that in the later Vedic phase the Varna system had emerged. तो Varna system जो है जो हिंदू सोसाइटी जो थी वो 4 वर्नाज में डिवाइडेड हो चुकी थी. एंड दीज वेर ब्राह्मणाज, क्षत्रियाज, वैश्य एंड शूद्राज. एंड दीज वेर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ बर्थ. तो हेरिडिटरी ये जो वर्नाज थे बर्थ बेस्ड जो थे. एंड दे हैड बीन असाइन्ड देयर फंक्शंस. तो इनकी फंक्शंस, ड्यूटीज, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज वगैरह जो है वो डिफाइन, डिटरमाइन या असाइन हो चुकी थी. Among these Varnas, Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, basically Brahmanas who were the priestess, they were the superior one, they had a number one position in the society. And Brahmanas were followed by the Kshatriyas, they were at the second place in the hierarchy. Then Vaishyas were at the third and Shudras were at the bottom. So these 4, there were a clear cut class division. And lower these Varnas, particularly Shudras, they were treated as inhuman. They were given the severe punishments, and they were assigned all the menial jobs. They were treated as slaves, laborers, etc. And the upper Varna, that was the priests, they enjoyed all the facilities, all the amenities in the society, and they had they were very powerful. And Kshatriyas, these Brahmanas were basically the teachers, and Kshatriyas were the rulers. They had the second position in the second place in the society. And Vaishyas were basically agriculturists and traders. And Shudras, I told you, they were assigned all the menial jobs. They were treated as slaves. They were beaten at will. They were treated as laborers, and they were not treated as humanists. They were considered inhuman. And in this volatile situation, in this type of social setup, the inequality was there. So this became the first important cause for the rise of religious movements. Then the second cause laid in the agriculture economy. As I told you that these religious movements, these emerged in the mid-Gangetic plains, or eastern UP and northern and southern Bihar. But before 6th century BC, if we see the situation of that particular region, it was densely forested area, and the existence of cities have not been yet, or rather there was no such evidence of cities or towns or the villages on a large scale, because it was a very densely this forest area. And only a few tribes lived there, or a very जो हम बोल सकते हैं कि पॉपुलेशन जो थी वो बड़ी स्कैंटी पॉपुलेशन यहाँ पर रहती थी ऑन द बैंक्स ऑफ द रिवर्स. तो इनके किनारे कुछ प्रिकैरियस कंडीशंस में लोग जो रहते थे. बट विद द अराइवल ऑफ, विद द एमर्जेंस ऑफ आयरन, तो आयरन के आने से 6th century BC में दीज फॉरेस्ट्स वेर क्लियर्ड. तो ये फॉरेस्ट जो हैं वो क्लियर हो जाते हैं, काफ़ी सारे फॉरेस्ट क्लियर हो जाते हैं. And from 6th century BC, we have the evidence of these emergence of new cities and towns like Kausambi, Bihar, Vaishali, Patliputra, Rajgiraha, and Pavapuri. and so many other towns, with whom the two great religious reformers, Gautama Buddha and Vardhamana Mahavira, were very much associated. तो इस क्लियरेंस और फॉरेस्ट से जो इमर्ज हुआ है, टाउन्स का इमर्ज हुआ है, सो यहाँ से एग्रीकल्चर जो है, एग्रीकल्चर स्प्रेड ऑन ए लार्ज स्केल, as well as the trade also emerged, or trade also flourished because of this agriculture, surplus agriculture, as well as emergence of towns. And as already told you that it was the Vishaya class, Vesh class, who were the having third place in the social setup. So they got a huge wealth, they became very powerful, economically very powerful, but socially they were not enjoying that much power which was enjoyed by the upper two varnas, that was Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. But Vaishyas were also treated as Divija. Divija simply means those who were allowed to wear the sacred thread, and these were only first three, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishyas. They were treated as Divija. They were allowed to wear the sacred thread. And Shudras were not allowed to wear the sacred thread, and they, along with the women, were also debarred from studying the Vedic text. So when these Vaishyas enjoyed got a huge wealth, and when they became powerful, they wanted to increase their position in the social setup also. So this also became a cause for the rise of these religious movements. Then the another important cause was that both Buddhism as well as Jainism, their main philosophy, one of their main teaching was non-violence, ahimsa. And they do not like war, they hated war. And in this type of situation, when there is no war, when there is non-violence, ahimsa, trade had a very good chance to flourish. So again, this was a good condition for the Vaishyas, because they were the traders and they wanted this non-violence. They wanted ahimsa, so where there shall prevail ahimsa. Then the one more cause for this was that there was one section of the society, एक society का वो भी section था, who did not like, who opposed this modernization, who opposed the new dress, the new ornaments, the new housing patterns, and they wanted to remain with this primitive society. They wanted to continue with the primitive society. जो हम इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन में भी देखते हैं कि कुछ जो सोसाइटी के कुछ सेक्शंस होते हैं वो अपोज करते हैं इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशंस को, वो प्री इंडस्ट्रियल सोसाइटी को लाइक करते हैं, वेयर देयर वाज अ काइंड ऑफ इक्वालिटी. तो यहाँ पर भी यही होता है 6th सेंचुरी BC में कि एक सेक्शन सोसाइटी के अंदर था जो इस न्यू पैटर्न को, जो नया ट्रेड आ गया था, ट्रेड की वजह से जो है ड्रेस में चेंज आ रहा था, ट्रेड की वजह से जो है हाउसिंग में चेंज आ रहा था, ऑर्नामेंट्स में चेंज आ रहा था, सोशल सेटअप में चेंज आ रहा था, तो ये जो है उसी प्रिमिटिव सोसाइटी को वापस लाना चाहते थे. एंड इफ़ वी गो बाय द टीचिंग्स ऑफ बुद्धिज्म एंड जैनिज्म, दीज वेर वेरी सिंपल टीचिंग्स. तो ये बड़ी सिंपल टीचिंग्स थी. यहाँ पर ज़्यादा जो है वेल्थ दे डिनाइड. They did not teach that a person should, a man or any human should possess a large quantity of wealth. तो simplicity पे इन पर जो था फोकस रहता था. तो that's why this section was also very much this section also very much supported these religious movements, particularly Buddhism and Jainism. तो ये सारे काज थे जिसकी वजह से जो है ये दोनों इम्पोर्टेंट रिलीजियस मूवमेंट जो है इमर्ज होते हैं, जैनिज्म एंड बुद्धिज्म. इफ वी टॉक ऑफ द जैनिज्म, तो जैनिज्म अकॉर्डिंग टू जैन ट्रेडिशंस, द रियल फाउंडर ऑफ जैनिज्म वाज वर्धमाना महावीर. But these traditions also say that he was the 24th Tirthankara. Yeah, Tirthankara simply means the prophet of Jains. And there were 23 Tirthankaras or prophets before the Vardhamana Mahavira. And if we accept the Jain traditions, and if we take this Vardhamana Mahavira, the 24th Tirthankara, then the emergence of Jainism go back to 9th century BC. तो इसका मतलब है कि फिर जैनिज्म का जो इमर्जेंस हुई है वो 9th century BC में हुई है. And the first Tirthankara according to Jain tradition was Rishabha. और रिशाबा के बारे में बोला जाता है जैन ट्रेडिशंस में कि ही वाज एसोसिएटेड विद अयोध्या सिटी। लेकिन अगर हम आर्कियोलॉजिकल एविडेंसेस देखें तो अयोध्या सिटी जो है वो 5th सेंचुरी BC से पहले जो है उसका एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं हुई थी, उसकी इमर्जेंस नहीं हुई थी। एंड अगेन द जैन ट्रेडिशन से दैट फर्स्ट 15 तीर्थंकारा जो थे दे लिव्ड इन द मिड गंजेटिक प्लेन्स और ईस्टर्न यूपी, नॉर्दर्न एंड साउदर्न बिहार। लेकिन हम जब आर्कियोलॉजिकल एविडेंसेस को देखते हैं, वी गो बाय द आर्कियोलॉजिकल एविडेंसेस, then there were hardly any chance that the population existed in mid-Gangetic plains before the 6th century BC, or towns or cities had emerged. क्योंकि इस पहले I have already told you that this was a very densely forested area, तो यहाँ पर जो है इंसान जो थे वो बड़े स्कैंटी, बहुत कम रहते थे। और यहाँ पर जो है ये आर्कियोलॉजिकल एविडेंसेस इस चीज़ को सपोर्ट नहीं करती। देन देयर इज़ ए सिंपल थिंग कि जैन ट्रेडिशंस ने ये पहले 23 तीर्थंकारास के बारे में बात इसलिए की है ताकि दे शुड गिव ए काइंड ऑफ एंटिक्यूटी, ए काइंड ऑफ इम्पोर्टेंस टू द जैनिज्म, ताकि इसकी डेट पीछे की जाए, इसकी बैक डेट दे दी जाए, और इसकी जो जितनी ज़्यादा बैक में डेट जो है वो दी जाएगी उतनी ज़्यादा इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस बढ़ जाएगी। Though finally, if we take this Jainist traditions, तो जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट जो इनका प्रॉफिट था, तीर्थंकारा था आफ्टर ऋषाबा, it was Parshvanath, who was the predecessor of Vardhamana Mahavira, or the 23rd Tirthankara, but the real founder of the Jainism was Vardhamana Mahavira. तो Vardhamana Mahavira जो है according to the sources, he was born in 540 BC near वैशाली। तो वैशाली के नज़दीक इसकी जो है बर्थ होती है 540 BC में। although there is no certain date regarding the birth of Mahavira as well as the Buddha, तो कुछ बुक्स में जो है इसकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ और डेट ऑफ डेथ जो है डिफरेंट दिखाई गई है। लेकिन अकॉर्डिंग टू RS शर्मा जो है वो इसको 540 BC जो है इसकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ, यानी 540 BC में जो है वर्धमाना महावीरा जो है इसकी बर्थ हुई है नियर वैशाली इन बिहार। तो हिज फादर, ही वाज द चीफ ऑफ द क्षत्रिय क्लान, तो क्षत्रिय क्लान से बिलोंग करता था। एंड हिज मदर त्रिशाला, जो उसके बाप का नाम था सिद्धार्था था, एंड हिज मदर जो थी उसका नाम त्रिशाला था। शी आल्सो बिलोंग टू ए लिच्छवी ट्राइब, एंड शी वाज द डॉटर ऑफ चराका, तो चराका की जो बेटी थी। तो दिस सिंपली मीन्स दैट वर्धमाना महावीरा बिलोंग टू द क्षत्रिय क्लान। तो क्षत्रिय जो थे इन्होंने ही सबसे पहले जो है ब्राह्मण डोमिनेशन की, ब्राह्मण डोमिनेंस की, पावर्स की जो है वो अपोजिशन की है और चैलेंज किया है। बोथ महावीरा, वर्धमाना महावीरा एंड गौतम बुद्धा बिलोंग टू द क्षत्रिय क्लान और क्षत्रिय वर्ण। So at the very young age he was married, but the married life did not enjoy him very much because he wanted to explore the truth, and he abandoned his house. He renounced his worldly life at the age of 30. तो 30 साल की उम्र में जो है वर्धमाना महावीरा ने अपनी जो है हाउस होल्ड लाइफ जो है छोड़ दी, वर्ल्डली लाइफ छोड़ दी, इन सर्च ऑफ ट्रूथ। एंड आफ्टर ट्रैवलिंग एज मनी एज 12 years, 12 साल तक जो है ये मुख्तलिफ इलाकों में घूमता रहा इन द सर्च ऑफ ट्रूथ। और he didn't stay more than 1 day in a village and more than 5 days in a town, यानी एक विलेज में एक दिन से ज़्यादा नहीं ठहरा और एक टाउन में जो है 5 days से ज़्यादा नहीं, ये नहीं ठहरा। एंड इट इज़ सेड दैट ड्यूरिंग दीज 12 long years he never changed his clothes, यानी कभी इसने अपने क्लोथ्स जो हैं वो भी चेंज नहीं किए, बल्कि सिर्फ ये इन सर्च ऑफ ट्रूथ, he wandered from place to place in search of truth. And after the 12 hard years, 12 साल की मेहनत के बाद, after traveling 12 long years, after his hard work, he finally found the truth, and he finally got Kavaliya, or he became a Jina, means conqueror. He got the knowledge that's called Kavaliya, and he became Jina or conqueror, who conquered his self, who conquered his life, and his followers came to be known as Jains. So he finally preached this Jain religion for 30 long years, from this at the age of from the age of 42 up to the 72 years, and he died at the age of 72 in 462 BC at a place called Pavapuri near Rajgira. So this was the first important lecture regarding the Jainism. So inshallah, in our second lecture we will be studying his teachings, the contribution and cause for the this flourishing of this Jainism. That this will be uploaded in our next lecture. So hope you will enjoy my lecture, and if you have any suggestion regarding this lecture, regarding this video, you can comment. Thank you.